Tigress. Epic crossover for Asuri. It has been, I think I could count the number of times I've seen Caspian picked in pro play on one hand. And I think I remember Wilson, and that's basically all I can actually remember when it comes to people that pick this character. This is very exciting to see in the top 6 for BCX.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because he is an incredibly strong character. I'm talking about his strength stat, the amount of damage that he can put out, because he has the gauntlets, he has the guitar. So if you let him have some runway where he can do some dodge reads, it's gonna hurt. It's just a matter of getting in range. And right now he's getting outranged by Dexterrr and Juniormoraes, just with the axe having so much coverage across the stage.
Yeah, you're hearing so many axe hits come out. A lot of damage was put onto Ailzo very quickly. Yukki might be right behind. I think that was a double hit on 2 different members of the blue team. Ailzo doing his best to fight back in. Juniormoraes and Dexterrr have both swapped off of those axes. Oh. We might start to see a little bit of a comeback here. If Juniormoraes doesn't find a KO. Dexterrr might attempt to grab this one, and that is a full team wipe for the red team.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there for Yukki that Ailzo hit him with the dagger. Set him off the left side, and they got punished for hitting his teammate with a spear side air that ends up giving the red team the 6-4 lead at the beginning of this game. A nice gravity cancel neutral. Oh no, Yukki. Wait, he scared Dexterrr out the bottom of the stage. Gets 1 stock, can he get 2? No, the gravity cancel down like catching Yukki right off the side of the stage, and this could be the reversal edge guard. That, well, no, it's not. But it could have been, and it would have been really awesome for the blue team to be able to get that. Great. There goes Junior, and now it's an even game.
I'm so glad that Ailzo managed to get that knockout there, even just for his own confidence, because we saw early on in the second stocks, he was the one to take a bulk of damage. He went deep into the orange, and that's kind of where he's been hanging out. So it's been the question of, can he dig his heels in and keep his team from sliding off the edge?
It's pure chaos between all of these players right now, except Ailzo and Yukki, and actually Junior have been taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, that is not what you would say about Dexterrr, who's sitting nice in the yellow, has the axe in hand, hit a beautiful neutral light on 1. Now 2 of the players, completely splitting them up. Junior finishes the one on the right. Is Dexterrr going to be able to finish Yukki on the left side? No. Going to focus on maintaining stage control, denying weapons to the blue team.
Oh, neutral stick from Ailzo doesn't slide charge the right way, misses, but Dexterrr goes for the neutral light. Team combo start. Okay, that was
platform in the way. That's so unfortunate. Ailzo does manage to get a gravity cancel follow-up on that, though. So there is a bunch of damage. Everybody that's still on 2 stocks, they're ready to fall. Yukki's down. But Juniormoraes and Dexterrr are both in the red and poised to get knocked out.
Yeah, when it comes to Caspian team combos, I can't say exactly I know how the best signature follow-ups are, but you were right, Team UK, that platform did like drift in the way of the spike, bouncing him off that instead, but there's the double knockout for Yukki, evening up the game completely, and the Caspian on the gauntlet starts putting out the sidelights and theirs as Juniormoraes does actually get the neutral light after that side air whiffs from Ailzo.
Yukki and Ailzo's ability to fight back into this, that's probably what helped send kind of Ackerman and Hyper down into the loser's bracket. This never say die attitude, this way that, I mean, we don't really see 2 Qatar legends on a 2v2 team. Definitely not this deep in bracket. It's super rare. It's rare to see a Caspian at all. It's pretty rare to see an Asuri. Meanwhile, the 2 of them are together in this, and they're doing very well against an extremely meta team coming out from the Barraza, coming out from the Bryn. They're keeping on pace. They're still just a little bit behind until that huge game changer, picking up 2 players. Going to be the guaranteed win for Dexterrr and Juniormoraes.
Man, that was a beautiful cleanup. Just the alley-oop into the simultaneous side air. And then that last edge guard by Dexterrr, when we see this in the replay, he actually looked like you could see his eyes tracking the blue team as they were making their way back. And it's just like, all right, am I going to side air if you're going up, or am I going to down air if you're going down? Saw the dive kick. That looked like it was on reaction, not a read.
That side air was so nice, too. Picked up the neutral light on one of them. The other one jumped up from the wall. Both got caught in the side air. That split both of them up. Immediately led to the KO of one, and then led to the confirmed edge guard of the other with the help of a weapon toss from Dexterrr. The dodge came out. Wasn't enough to reach up to that wall, and that was it.
Interesting to note that the red team on both Brand and Barasa are opting into the force stance, so they're just trying to do as much damage and knock out as soon as possible on both their characters here, and we're seeing that's really coming in handy in game number 1 as Juniormoraes starts hacking on the nairs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, Ailzo might be, okay, no, they're making it back here. Dexter goes to the ground pound, Ailzo tries to punish it. Wow, this is a lot of, okay. What?
Yukki with the save, but Juniormoraes getting down there immediately to take out Ailzo and get that point.
You saw the gravity cancel neutral signature coming out from Yukki, hoping to make as big of a play as they possibly could over there. At least get the 1-for-1 trade after all the damage that Ailzo took that led to Ailzo being the first player to fall in this game. That neutral sig almost getting the hit on Juniormoraes, but out comes the punishment. There's the side air from Dexter. Yet another KO on the blue team. Oh my gosh! We have seen so many combos that have tried to end in the Bryn neutral signature on Spear. So many of them have been unsuccessful with that in-sig. So, man, that has to be so tough to get everything right on.
Yeah, it's pretty thin, so you're really just aiming with the actual tip of that spear. But, man, if you manage to hit it, the reward is ridiculous.
Well, I like Dexter literally covered Junior's head with his body there. He was just like, no, I'll take the ground pound. Barasa lives to see another stock potentially here as he goes to that downer at the neutral light. I'm really a fan of Dexter and Juniormoraes' setups for these team combos. Even though the neutral sig did miss at the end of that, it was off of a stock confirm that they immediately got into position to be able to do these spear and axe combos. And even there, in position to alley-oop, just so happens that, you know, the force is strong enough to where there was no need for the recovery to hit. And now it's 4 stocks to 2 in game number 2.
And I do just want to reiterate, that was definitely no slight to Dexter and Junior, because you're exactly right. The setup was fantastic. They've been doing that consistently, but that neutral signature, it seems tricky. So many players have gone for it and failed on it, so it's definitely not an easy setup.
4 times
you can't autopilot it.
Where they'll do it, and then they'll it's like they drift forward thinking that they need to, but the inherent drift in the Bryn neutral sig is totally going to connect with it. But yeah, it'll be awesome.
Oh, Junior.
Oh my gosh. And Dexter with the coverage. That was such phenomenal stacked. Just the play, the synchronization that they had over the edge guard there. All options considered.
I'm just waiting for these damage numbers to come up. These replays are sick, but I can't wait to see the damage numbers.
Well, I do want to see that gravity cancel downlight again, because that's absolutely the last thing I would have thought of. Granted, I don't play Spear here. I want to see what he was covering, because TBK noticed it. Side air hits, weapon toss comes down, there's the ground pound, and he's going to go in with the Spear. Gravity cancel downlight. Wow! So it was punishing the dodge, the diagonal dodge up, because what Yukki was thinking was, okay, I'm going to avoid the downlight, but if I go any further down, I'm going to get spiked, so now I'm going to go back up. But there was Bryn ready to punish that option, and almost a reaction. That was a really sick punish. A really well-played game, too.
That's now the closeout for Game 1 and Game 2, where Dexter has been reacting with edge guards. His offstage play is absolutely insane. It seems like if you get time for him to set up, especially if Juniormoraes is back there for extra coverage, you're not making it back. Dexter has you blocked.
Now that really was a beautiful punish on that as well, because you saw the blue team player trying to thread the needle in between Junior and Dexter, went under Junior, above Dexter. So out comes that D-light, hits at that 45-degree angle. Perfect pickup there. Doesn't immediately lead to the KO on just that move, but it does give you the side air true follow-up to get that. Juniormoraes and Dexter's reactions, their reads, their setups have been so good today, man. And specifically, the damage that Junior did. 703 damage. Big numbers there, and that's definitely no slight to Dexter here, because we saw the work that he did. He doesn't have to put up those big numbers on the board because he was there in really clutch moments, and he still did 450 plus damage.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Game 1 and Game 2, sure, it's been going the way of the red team, but I do want to highlight that Game 2, they had a solid 2-stock lead per character over the blue team. Game 1 was pretty close. Game 2, definitely spiraling out of control for the blue team. So it's got to be a huge adjustment made. I'm expecting a map change. I don't know if we're going to see. There's a legend change. I see it on screen right now. Ailzo off of the Caspian onto the Val for a little bit more range, a little bit more stability. because they're down 2-0, and this is a best-of-5 set in the lower bracket. If they lose this match, Ailzo and Yukki are out.
Now, even though Caspian does have a couple really solid signatures, we saw Ailzo use them pretty well, especially that side signature on guitars. I would argue that Val has a more useful signature kit overall in terms of like the number of signatures you can use, the effect that they can have on the game, and the chance that you'll actually get a hit with them, and if you do miss, the chance that you won't get punished. So this could be a solid option here. Maybe give them a little bit more KO potential to finish those stocks instead of them going past 180 damage, past 200 damage, past 210 damage, so on and so forth. To kind of get those knockouts a little bit earlier, meaning that Juniormoraes doesn't have all that extra time to do the damage.
Yeah, and hopefully he just does more damage on the Val compared to the Caspian. Taking a look at some of the stats before, 57 on the Gauntlets, 93 on the Guitars. It was just, he wasn't very much present with the Caspian going into that game number 2, and hopefully the Val just overall improves a bunch of those things. As, yeah, looking into it now, all players on the screen are dipping into that 4 stance, trying to do as much damage as possible. I mean, you talked about how much Juniormoraes did last game. 465 of that 600 plus damage number was on the axe alone, doing fantastic with Barasa overall, and really giving themselves a crushing lead in this set where the winner of this gets in the top 4 of BCX for South America.
Yeah, definitely like rarefied air as this top 6 goes on, but man, Ailzo and Yukki, I'm hoping that this change. I'm hoping there's also a stage change involved. I do agree with the Val pick. I think that's definitely more suited for the doubles gameplay. But I don't know, what stage would you like to see here, Sparky?
Anything with a small wall, I would stay away from. I think Mammoth is still the best bet. I think that it has the most normal kind of gameplay. If you go to something that like doesn't have a soft platform like Shipwreck, you have those tiny walls. I wouldn't want to mess with that whatsoever against this team of Juniormoraes and Dexterrr. But yeah, I honestly don't know. I'd probably just go to Mammoth because it's not weird. It's a normal map. But one thing I'm wondering is if Juniormoraes and Dexterrr are PS4 players. Because if you look at the levels of their legends, Juniormoraes' Barasa is only level 29. Dexter's Bryn is only level 36. So they could be relatively new players that don't have a lot of time on these specific legends, or they're maining other legends that are similar that give them the experience that then translates over to these picks that they pick in 2s. Maybe they play Axe Legends in 1v1 that aren't necessarily the Barasa or the Bryn. Or they could be PS4 players who have a lot of their experience on Legends on PS4 and now they're on PC.
Well, whatever the case may be, I don't think it's too crazy to consider that there are players that will specifically prepare a Bryn or another Axe Legend for the 2v2 meta. I mean, we saw over in EU the double Bryn teams coming out from players that we didn't even know for their Spear or Axe, and here we are in game number 3 with Juniormoraes and Dexterrr rocking Bryn and Barasa, getting a significant lead over the blue team as they split them up and go for edge guards on opposite sides. Dexterrr decides to control center, misses the down air, but that side air and neutral sig means that they might take the first 2 stocks once again as Yukki just tries to respawn as fast as possible.
Yeah, so there was a lot of trading going on there. It's you hit my teammate, I leapfrog over, hit you for it, my teammate then comes in, and we just trade back and forth. But the problem is, the force stat, sure, they all opted into that stance, but the base values for Bryn and Barasa are so much higher than Ailzo and Yukki's team. And you saw that when, you know, Juniormoraes and Dexterrr only went into the orange, and Ailzo and Yukki went off the stage.
Yeah, the trade was definitely not in favor of Ailzo and Yukki whatsoever. It was sort of a boss makes a dollar, I make a dime type beat on that one. Ailzo and Yukki did spawn back in. It was looking like they were going to bring it back pretty evenly. That's a nice hit. That's going to send both members of the red team over to the left side, but they're still struggling to find these KOs, dropping that one as well, giving Junior the option to live. The neutral signature, you thought it was great, but it's not so great when you hit your teammate with it and miss the opponent.
Can Juniormoraes make it to 300 damage on this stock? I believe. He somehow took an axe recovery and didn't die. Oh, he got the D-Light side down air. What? Is he going to get the recovery? No way. Okay, he went down. But, I mean, you can't complain with the performance he put on that stock, especially in a match point scenario here, as he's only on 2 stocks compared to the blue team, which is now going down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Juniormoraes is maximum value right now. If this were like a fantasy bracket season, if you picked up Juniormoraes, oh, you're eating good.
Wow. Yeah,
He's been so good on both weapons. I love to see his blasters movement. Like, probably most of the big plays that he's made have all been on the axe, but we just saw some great blasters gameplay. You see him going back and forth between Yukki and Ailzo. He can take some punishment and then still keep things going rather than just completely disengaging from the situation. So getting hit doesn't really bother him. He's not getting hit that often to where it's really hurting his gameplay whatsoever. That's a KO there. You almost picked up that side air.
That
led
side
to a
so
power
close.
position for another KO. He's kind of letting Dexterrr take the lead until Ailzo wants to come back up. Then he chooses to go in. GC down signature. 4 stocks.
Yeah,
4 KOs, 626 damage done. Juniormoraes, definitely the MVP, but Dexterr's coverage and support cannot be overstated. Like, I mean, it was just absolutely phenomenal, setting up for days.
Yeah, here's the double side air. It's one side air and takes out the other. And we're going to see, like, right here, he almost did the exact same thing. Right, that second sider just barely whiffed, but he almost repeated stocks 2 into stocks 1. And the gravity cancel down so they get the spot dodge in place. Phenomenal play coming out from Juniormoraes and Dexterrr. And you're right, TWK. We were talking a lot about Barasa. I'm honestly baffled that 470 damage came out from Dexterrr because I was paying so much attention to all the stock finishes from there. But no, Dexterrr was playing an amazing.